guys, Jason the Phone Boy here. I'm going to go over my Wilderness First Aid Kit. This is a Mapedition FR1, and as you can see, it is loaded wall to wall with plenty of items. I'm going to kind of jump into this really quick, go over the exterior items, and then get a little bit more detail on the interior items. A pair of trauma shears for cutting clothing, cutting different types of materials for any kind of usage. I have an S-beaner. Now this S-beaner is basically so that I can simply just clip this right onto any particular item. A backpack, I can attach it to belt loop. I can attach it to just about anything very quickly. And that way I don't have to worry about throwing it in a pack or whatever. If an emergency calls, I can just grab it and go. I have this little true spec 2x3 pouch. I believe it's actually called a glove pouch, but I'm not sure exactly what it's called. But what I have in here are 3 pair of blue nitrile gloves. The way that I like to store these is I put one on top of the other. I have 2 gloves in each roll, and I roll them up from the fingers to the wrists, and that way I can just basically reach in, grab a roll of gloves, and I know that I have a pair of gloves, and I'm not pulling out, 6 or 7. Now, you could stash 10 gloves in here. The problem is if you don't roll them up, when you go to reach in there, you're going to grab 1 glove and pull out 5 gloves. So I like to roll them up into pairs. That way, I know every time I reach in, I'm getting 1 pair of gloves, and I'm not pulling out any extras that I have to worry about falling out onto the ground. Down here at the bottom is a small thing that I did to the pouch. I basically added another X-cross piece of bungee cord down here at the bottom to attach various different items. I can attach my little tiny survival kit, which I'll go over in the future. And what I have on there now is paracord. This is 25 feet of 7-strand 550 parachute cord. It's in a roll that basically when you pull this strand out, as you pull it, it just kind of feeds out in a very, very nice way. It's the best way that I've found to compact something like this on the outside. It works. It's 25 feet of paracord. Plenty of paracord there to make shelter, to make a litter, for use for a traction splint. That's the main reason it's on my first aid kit, is for those reasons. In a wilderness first aid setting, you need survival materials just in case. You're going out into the woods. You're not in the urban streets. So if it gets dark or if it's more than you can handle, you're going to need some help being able to maintain control of the situation. I have an Energizer 1-watt LED flashlight. This is a decent flashlight. It runs off of 1 AA. It can last, depending on if you're using lithium batteries, nickel metal hydride batteries, or just regular alkaline batteries. It'll run anywhere between an hour and 30 minutes to, I've gotten the longest run time out of here is 2 hours and 15 minutes out of this light. So it's a decent light for 20 bucks. I think they're like $19.99 in most places that I find them. It's considered a tactical light, but it's not really tactical. I have a blaze orange whistle here. This whistle is one that I got from countycom.com. It's not the loudest whistle out there. It's not the most compact whistle, and it's not the best whistle, but it works. And the reason why I bought this in the first place was because of this clip right here. You could clip that to a belt, to your gear, to your patient's t-shirt. There's a million different ways that you can do it. It has a lanyard hole as well. So there's a lot of different ways that you can attach this to carry it with you in the woods, so that you don't, so that it's very convenient. No matter where you go, you can put it in a place where it's convenient and easy to get to. Last but not least, I have this cute little, I say cute, I shouldn't say cute, this manly carabiner knife. I got this with a stainless steel water bottle that I got for my birthday or something. it holds a decent edge and it stays fairly sharp, but it doesn't have any kind of locking mechanisms. It's just like your typical pressure spring resistance type knives, like your case knives. But it's a good knife, and it's got a good sharp point on it, which is one of the things I like about it. And it's very convenient for this beaner here. I just slap it on to different things whenever I'm running around, so it's convenient. And I have here a cheap aluminum beaner clip, and this clip can be used for a lot of different things. The main reason that I added this clip on is to provide a smoother trucker's hitch for tightening things, such as if I was to make a traction splint out of my paracord, instead of making a trucker's hitch with the paracord, I use the beaner to make the trucker's hitch, and it makes for a much smoother pull, less resistance whenever I'm pulling that 2-to-1 ratio. So that's the outside contents of the pouch. I do have a safety pin right there. I just found it and stuck it on there, and I've got these little clips to be able to mount this on a belt. And we're going to jump inside of this kit. I'm going to go over each side at a time so that you can get some ideas of how this stuff is stored. And I'm going to do my best to do all of this in under 30 minutes so that I can make just 2 videos out of this video. So we're going to start with what I like to call the small side. When you're looking at the pouch, you have a shallow side, you have a deep side. So we're going to go over the shallow side first here, and just kind of an idea of some things that I have in here. Put this to the side somewhere where it's not in my way. Starting on the top, up here, I have my meds. This little baggie is 2 or 3 mil ply. It's a very heavy duty bag. And it's got a lot of different medications. So we're going to go over the meds here in just a minute. It does have in there a razor blade. Has some Benadine tincture, which is basically an iodine substitute that's not as, people aren't as allergic to that. And I have an ammonia salt, which isn't even salt, it's a liquid, but ammonia salts, just because I could get my hands on them. Now the drugs. We have non-aspirins. We have brand name Bayer. We have Imodium AD for an antidiarrheal. Have quite a few of these Benadryl quick strips. I have some Tylenol, Motrin, more Imodium, and some more non-aspirin. As you can see, I have 2 of each. And then I have some Neosporin, because in the backcountry, when you are treating wounds, cleanliness is very important to defer getting any types of infections. So the next pouch here, or the next bag, is another one of those 3 mil bags, and this one is labeled small bandages. Pull them all out, Jason. So I've got some different sizes of band-aids. These are those little tiny square ones. Some butterfly bandages. That's about it. Most of these are just finger-sized bandages. And, all of them that are in here that are regular bandages are the antiseptic sort, except for the ones that you can't get an antiseptic. And once again, that's for cleanliness. You know, you've got to keep infection down when you're in the back country. So there's a whole lot of band-aids that I have. Kind of spread these out and get them into view for an idea. So this is what like I said, these are my small bandages kit. These are for fingers and small cuts, really superficial small wounds. So that covers my small wounds section. I have some cotton applicators. These are for different things, cleaning people's ears, applying different types of medications. Like you could take this Benadine, put it in some water and really water the stuff down and use it to clean larger wounds with using some cotton cotton applicators. There, I'll get it out. So that's everything that's in these little bungee pouches. But up here at the top, we have this zipper pouch. And inside that zipper pouch, I have one pair of hot hands, hand warmers. In here, making sure it's still good, is an ice pack. Yeah, that may be a little over the top for some people, taking an ice pack into the woods. Come on, that just doesn't seem logical. Well, the reason for taking an ice pack out into the woods is spinal cord injuries. Now, if you haven't heard, there have been various cases where people have had spinal injuries. I remember there was a football player that had a spinal injury, and they immediately put him on ice. That stopped the swelling. So putting ice, if somebody hurt their neck and you go to move their neck and you go, oh no, my neck hurts, throw an ice pack on there. It just might keep them in it just might help. You never know. It also is good for comfort wise, and I like to keep them also for heat exhaustion. People get a lot of heat exhaustion out in the woods, so having an ice pack on hand for that is another good reason. Hey, you may not like it, you may think that's a little bit much. It is a very bulky item to put in here, but it fits in here. So to me, carry it. It's worth carrying. I have a Right in the Rain all-weather EMS pad. It's right in the rain, so it's waterproof. So it's a good little thing to have, I think, because you can write down notes. You can write down a note and leave it with the patient. You don't have to worry about it getting dirty and filthy and rained on because they're impervious to that kind of stuff. So the last thing that's in this small half is alcohol swabs. I just have a pile of alcohol swabs in here, and that's for cleaning up wounds, cleaning up my hands after treating somebody or helping somebody. So there you go. That's everything that is on my small side, and now we're going to move into video number 2 with the large side.